Good to see you again. In the last video, we talked about the importance of networking and having a mentor. Like we said, networking gets easier with practice, and it's completely normal to be nervous at first. One obstacle we all face when growing our career is imposter syndrome, which is what we're going to talk about in this video. Imposter syndrome is the belief that you're unskilled, inferior to others, or bad at your job, despite your successes. In other words, imposter syndrome occurs when you think you're a bad designer, even when everyone else tells you you're a great designer. Everyone feels like an imposter sometimes, from the brand new person on your team to Google's most senior leaders. Imposter syndrome looks different for each person, but there are some telltale red flags. Symptoms of imposter syndrome might include lack of self-confidence, feeling like a fraud, constant comparison to other people, self-doubt, not trusting your intuition and capabilities, negative self-talk, or irrational fears of the future. Do any of those sound familiar to you? In professional settings, imposter syndrome can come to life in many ways. A few examples include not applying to jobs unless you meet every requirement, taking on extra work to make sure you're doing it all, and shrugging off compliments. There are countless reasons why we might feel imposter syndrome. The good news is that there are some small steps we can take when imposter syndrome kicks in. First, acknowledge the thoughts. Recognize how you're feeling and think about why you're feeling this way. Understand your own patterns, and identifying situations that make you feel imposter syndrome is a helpful place to start. Second, own your accomplishments. Your success is not due to luck or help from others. Your success is due to your intelligence and hard work. Take responsibility for the role you played in the accomplishment. Third, make a list. Write down 5 things that show you're qualified for the job you are considering, or write down 5 accomplishments you're proud of. Focus on all the unique skills you can bring to the table. Fourth, have a conversation. To address your inner critic, it's helpful to talk about what's going on in your mind. Many people hesitate to share how they feel because they're scared about how others might respond. But remember your new mentor? I bet they still feel like an outsider sometimes too, especially when they change jobs or take new responsibilities at work. Ask your mentor how they handle imposter syndrome. Lastly, realize you are not alone. If you feel like an imposter, no matter what the reason, you are not the only one. UX designers with decades of experience still feel like frauds at times. I still get imposter syndrome every now and then too. Figuring out my strengths as a designer over the years has helped me become more confident in myself. I also find that celebrating my achievements has helped make creeping feelings of imposter syndrome go away. Starting a new job or changing careers takes time. Give yourself a break and understand that you'll make mistakes along the way. By taking this program, you are already proving that you have curiosity, persistence, and grit. And this demonstrates you have the drive to be successful. If you start questioning your ability, remind yourself that everyone started off at the beginning. So the next time you feel you're not good enough to be a designer, consider whether it's just a bad case of imposter syndrome. If you acknowledge that feeling and follow the advice from this video, it might seem less scary.